All right, Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had a great, restful break. So, we're back at it with our flipped classroom lessons. And as you can see here, we're on lesson 5, and this is unit 5. So, we're jumping ahead. And we're going to be looking at drawing some pictographs. Okay? And as you can see with pictographs, it's always a picture that represents some kind of number. So, as you can see, I have a book here. We're going to be looking at 3 different types of books. So, we have fiction, nonfiction, and comics. And each book is going to equal 2. We'll say 2 students enjoy reading these type of books here. So if you have half a book, like I have here, that will represent 1, of course. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a table here. And as you can see, actually we'll probably move this here. We're going to build our table, and before we build any kind of table, we need some kind of tally. Okay, to give us a way to work with our pictures, our pictograph here. So I'm just going to make a tally here of 1, let's say 2, let's just say 4 people enjoy reading fiction. And nonfiction, let's say 3 people enjoy reading nonfiction. And then in comics, I'm going to say, put down 5 for comics. So let's assume that we did some kind of survey in the classroom, and there are this many students in the class, and 4 students chose fiction. Well, what I would do is to represent that, I have to represent a pictograph using these books to represent 4. Excuse me. So I know that each book represents 2. So I'm not going to put 4 books down, because if I chose 4 books to go down, if each book represents 2, that'd be 2, 4, 6, 8 students. But that's not what our tally says here. Our tally only says 4. So I would need only 2 books. So 2, 4. Let's look at nonfiction. Well, nonfiction, I have 1, 2, 3 students enjoy reading nonfiction. So 3 students. Using these pictures here, I have to represent 3 somehow. Well, if I know I put 1 down here, that would be 2. I cannot put another one down here because that'll be 4. So I have to use a half of a book to represent the 1. So I'll take a book here, and I'll represent it with a half, as you see here. So I have 2 plus half of a book is 1 will equal 3. If you look at comics, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, each book represents 2. I have to make 5. So I'm just going to count by 2. So I'm going to go 2. I'm going to go 4. I'm going to add another one. Well, this will not equal 5. This will actually equal 6 because I'm counting by 2s. 2, 4, 6, because every book equals 2. That's too much. I only have 5 here, so I have to take this one out, and I have to use a half because I have to get 2, 4, add 1. And there's my half. Okay. So again, for fiction I have 4, for nonfiction I have 3, and for comics I have 5. So 2, 4, 2 plus 1 is my 3, 2 plus 2 plus 1 is my 5. So in today's lesson and tomorrow's classwork, you're going to be given a tally exactly like this, and you're going to be drawing pictures to represent this data using a pictograph. Now, of course, we can answer questions based on this. I could say, how many students are there in total? So I'd count by 2s. I go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. There's 12 students in total that were tallied. I could ask the question, which type of book is most enjoyed by students? Well, I would say comics because there's 5. Which is enjoyed least by students? I would say nonfiction is only 3. So we're still using those questioning that we learned on Monday and Tuesday. But now today, or tomorrow's work, we're taking data and drawing some pictographs and interpreting the data that way. Okay, so take time, review this, study it, and have a great night.